All right, so we are going to be looking at using. All right, so we're going to be looking at using the amazing website Desmos, right up here, desmos.com, to find instantaneous rate of change at a point x equals 1. So let's look at this example here. So we want to find IROC at x equals 1, and we're given this function here. Remember that we want to choose x values close to 1 so that we can see what the IROC is doing as we get closer to 1. So instead of using a value, we're just going to let that be a variable. Just let it be x. So our IROC is going to be f of x minus f of 1 over x minus 1. So that is f of x. We're going to substitute in x squared plus 2x for that. That's where this comes from. F of 1, if we plug 1 into our function, we're going to get 1 cubed plus 2 times 1. That's going to give us 3, divided by x equals, or x minus 1. So once you go to the Desmos website, you're just going to go ahead and hit this big red button, start graphing. Beautiful. Now what we want to put in here is that we want to put in our function. So we want to put this equation in here, but we have to get our equation a name. Let's call it I for instantaneous rate of change of x equals, don't forget to put parentheses around it, so it's going to be x to the second. Nope, we want x to the third. My apologies. Plus 2x minus 3 divided by x minus 1. Hit enter. Great. Now what we want is we want to put in a table. So to do that, we are going to hit this add item, click table. Now what we want to do is we want to put in some x values, but we don't want them to just spit out any y. We want them to spit out the y's that are associated with this. So we're going to type this, we're going to type in I parenthesis x sub 1. Now to get that 1 in that lower index there, what you're going to do is you're going to type in x, hold the shift key down, and right next to your 0 key at the top of your keyboard, you see that minus? You're going to hit that sub. That'll let you down there. Alright, parentheses. Now what should happen is if I put in x values, it should automatically spit out the corresponding instantaneous rate of change. So let's say I plug in 0.5. That should have spit out what this guy was going to be. Alright, so I plug in 0.5. Let's see why that's not doing it. There we go. Make sure you don't have any spaces in there or it's not going to work. Alright, so at 0.5, well that's not super close to 1. I think we can get closer to 1. Let's do 0.9. Ooh, let's do 0.99. Let's go crazy and do 0.9999. Alright, so what it looks like is happening as our x's are getting closer to 1, looks like our instantaneous rate of change is getting closer to, well, looks like it's getting closer to 5, right? So I'm sure if I put in 0.9999999, yep, looks like it's getting very, very, very close to 5. So our instantaneous rate of change then would be 5.